Hello guys, today we are going to take a look into the security incident response workspace, and we are going to build a button here. The button name is called IOC Hunt, and this button is going to uh, populate a pop-up window, and we will see how we can use declarative actions for that purpose. So let's start building. So we go to the declarative actions and we click on create new action. I'll go with the form action, and here I'll give my action name. So I'll say IOC Hunt. It populated the action name, and here I will populate as the XF client action, and here I have to populate the client action. So I'll select open MRA model because I want to open the model. Okay, so let's continue from here. So we have given the action name, action label, open MRA model, and I will select the table. So how do I get the table name? So because I want to place the model, I want to place the button here basically. So I take the table name from here on the browser window, SNSI incident, and I'll give it here. Then I enable it for all configurable workspaces. I can give some tooltip, but that's not needed. I'll click submit. So we'll go back to see this particular declarative action. So where do we check that? We'll go to the form actions, and let's sort it based on updated date so that we'll see the latest button. So we can see the IOC Hunt button here. Now let's see if the button appears on the form. So let's refresh this. So button is coming here, but it's not doing anything. So we have to populate a pop-up window, a model window for this. So let's try to create a pop-up window in the UI builder. So we go to the UI builder, and here we'll open the security incident response workspace. Now we have to look for this particular record page for security incident. So we'll scroll here and we'll check for the record page, and for the security incident we'll open this one. So let's try to give it some test values. So I'll give it the same table name, and here I'll choose some random SIR. So I'll hit apply. So you can see it open, and this is my action bar where I can see the button here. Now I have to generate a model window. So I'll click on plus and I'll go with the custom model. Now I'll give this model a name. I'll say IOC hunting, and here also I will say IOC hunting. Okay, So here we will see that we have received some pop-up window. I'll change this to large size, and now I'm going to configure and add content. So first I'll choose heading, and I will say IOC hunting selection. So this is my IOC hunting selection, and then in the next component I will choose a list type. So I'm looking for a regular list. Looks like ServiceNow has removed the list component from the latest Zurich release. So I will have to try something else. Maybe record list. They call it record list. So let's go ahead with this. Yeah, so it is like a list only, and I will have to select the data. So here I will select task observable table, and in the filters I will have to choose the task, as I will take it from the system properties, so page properties basically. So from the page properties I will select the sysid, so this will show me the observable connected to that particular security incident record. And then next I will have to add a button here. I'll go ahead with button, and I'll call it start hunting. And I will have to make this as primary. So okay, so this is now a primary button, and yeah, this is how it works. So let me save it. Now the pop-up is created, but this pop-up will not open right now, so we'll have to link it with the declarative action basically. So how do we do that? Let me close this pop-up, and I will have to go to the page. In the event section I have to add a new event handler. So here I will say IOC hunting model. So this is my event, and my payload is open or close model dialog. Apply that. So this is my payload fields. I will add this event, and then I'll have to handle this event. So from this handle event, I will have to look for the event which is IOC hunting model, and then I have to open or close dialog window. Okay, this one, and I'll continue, and then here it should give me the model that I want to open. So I'll select IOC hunting and I'll select open model dialog. So this way my page is now actually handling one event which is IOC hunting model event, and any way if we are able to trigger this event through that declarative action, then it will open the model window. So let me go ahead and connect this event with the declarative action. So how do I do that? I come here in my action assignment, which is basically my declarative action, and I'll go to the advanced view basically. Now here there is a tab there is a related list for UX add-on event mapping. So with this event mapping, I'll click new, and here I will give it a name. So I'll give it the same name, IOC hunting model, and then now I have to select the source element ID, or I can select the source component. So basically we have the source component here, which is action bar. From here this event is getting triggered. So this name is UI action bar. So I'll try to choose UI action. So I'm not able to search for the source component. If I search for the action bar, yeah, I am able to find the action bar. So I've selected the right source component, action bar, and then I'll have to select the right controller. So not sure what is the controller. We can keep it empty. We have to select the right target event. So my event which I have registered, so without the controller the target event will not be coming. So controller is basically your page, which is your this entire record security incident. So this is your page. Okay, so basically the backend name for this would be, if you really want to see the macro component, so this earlier it was called macro component, but now it is called controller. Okay, so how do we see the macro component name? So basically everything that we do against this particular macro component is getting captured into the update set. So we can check into the update set name. In the update set we will be able to find out the macro component. So let me go to my default update set. Okay, first let me submit this. Okay, let me go to the default of the set. So here you will see the macro component is here, macro component definition, which is record SI. So I'll take this name for macro component, and I'll go back to my action, and in the event mapping I will select this particular controller, which is record SI. It's not coming, so I'll type it. So seems to be like the controller is little different than your page. Controller that handle the target event. So ideally it should be my page. But the strange part is like hmm, okay, the controller can be my form, but no. So UI control record page. Okay, this could be one of it. Let me see if my target event comes. So I don't see that. Let me check the controller for the event. Basically it's this action which is part of a controller, and so I really don't know what should be the controller here and target event. So let me search it. Go to Google and I'll say based on event mapping controller and target event, right? Target event inserts now. I'll say declarative action. Okay, so it says that the UX add-on event mapping connects a declarative action source element ID controller. Okay, so it says source element ID, which is the controller, and target event field define how the action will work. So source element ID for this action the source element identifies the specific instance of the component, e.g. rated list or action bar on the UI builder page variant that triggers the declarative action. Okay. So purpose this ensure the system knows exactly which component dispatch this event. Declarative action is rendered inside this component when click it initiate the event dispatch process for specific event. So basically it's action bar, name of the action bar. So it's action bar only, and let me see if I can select action bar. No. Let me try to remove this, and let me select the source element ID, because this is how it will be able to identify this particular element. So I have this UI action, and then it's asking for the parent macro component. Okay, so now it will take the record SI, because now you can select the parent macro component, and now you'll be able to select the IOC hunting model target event. Okay, so now we are good here. I'll update. Now we're triggering this particular event through this particular action, and we have the event mapping as well. So now what we can do, we will try to refresh my window, and we'll see. Okay, so when I click on this button, nothing happens. So seems like it's not working, and there is some issue with my event mapping. So if I check my event, it looks fine. And if I check my event handler, so this also looks fine. So I've encountered this problem, and I have done exactly what is required.